can it be? Showing up with Tony T, yes, Ramon SEO. To the double T, befuddling these bookies like 1, 2, 3. They tapping out and we cashing out. It's plain to see. The morning team is the A-team, Mr. T. And I pity the fools who can't hang. Coming with real game is sort of a freight train. It's been reported bank rolls are easy to maintain. So get situated and listen to the picks. And it goes a little something like this.
And a pleasant good morning to you from Tony'sPicks.com. This is the morning's team, and welcome to the show for a Thursday, June the 20th. And we're here for our sports betting day. We're going to preview some Major League Baseball action, a couple games in the WNBA, maybe some Euro soccer, and whatever else you might have today. There's a few other sports we could talk about and some other news here today, and we're underway in Euro 24 right now at this hour, just kicking off here with Slovenia underway here against Serbia, and we know what we've seen already. With each team one game, of course, already, but there's other games today. There are some pretty big ones today. Today's a pretty big day, highlight day so far at Euro 24 for sure. Next up, real good matchup, England and Denmark. And then the finale tonight, the classic, Italy and Spain. And Copa America underway tonight in Nashville. Any of our Nashville crew going tonight, Canada and Argentina. Argentina favored there by about 1.5 goals. Copa America underway. Hey, maybe this is the way Copa America should be. People kind of comparing the two tournaments, of course, and you kind of conduct them at the same time. You've got the international break, but it's nice to have the North America teams make Copa even bigger. Let's see your comments. You're talking soccer in the previews in the chat here. Let me go over and check it out. Good morning, everybody. What was exciting on the sports menu last night for you folks? I think we had a nice Major League Baseball day and WNBA and soccer action yesterday as well. Let's see here. Head over to the comments and say hello. And I was glad that, Gerardo's here with our, look at this schedule of games today. I don't know, Serbia here, team total over. Let's see, I had a little action here. I know I'm on Slovenia, of course. I've had taken my lumps with some of these underdogs for sure, but I got to be on Denmark here. Gerardo's got a double chance. England or draw. You'll find that most of you know what I'm talking about, but if not, you'll look for that category when you're looking up and down. England or draw would be under double chance, and then Spain or draw. That's a par. Okay, I got it. That's a 3-teamer. Okay, yeah, because team total over 0.5 goal. Thank you, Gerardo. And Blake here checking in, talking about, maybe the other event we didn't cover here so far, the College World Series. We've got a couple days off now here at the College World Series, and yeah, I cashed my 4-1 ticket. Thank you. Well, I cashed it, but I guess they're asleep at the sports book. They haven't quite taken a look at who is in the College World Series Championship Series. My uncashed bet still sits there, but I'm a winner with Texas A&M and Tennessee to make the championship series. So scored on that 4-1, and yeah, go Vols. Of course, I am on A&M. I'm on A&M, but just great for both programs, right? For uh, Texas A&M, they reach the finals finally. You'd think that program would have tasted some type of baseball success, but no, they're in the finals. And the Vols, really, they've made it, but not in today's era of college baseball. I always think 50 years ago, 50, oh no, what was longer than that? It was 1951 or something like that. But still, for these two teams to be SEC, right? That was one thing we said way back at the regionals, right? Remember way back when we had the whole field, and I said, well, if you ever get to a situation and you don't know which team to pick, just go with the SEC. Well, that paid off again this. I mean, that's easy to say, but there we are with two SECs, and maybe they weren't supposed to be these SECs, but there they are, and it'll be Texas A&M and Tennessee, and I've got Texas A&M to win it all. I don't think I could back off that, so I just have to roll with it, Blake. That's just the way it ended up. And but still, it should be pretty good because that Tennessee team was exciting. Man, they made some great catches. It kind of reminded me of myself out there, and it kind of reminded me of Willie Mays, didn't or Ken Griffey Jr. They were comparing that great catch yesterday, and gives us the chance to talk a little bit maybe about today's biggest. I think today's biggest sporting event. Now, and of course, we will have it in the baseball previews, but we're going to have a special baseball game today, this evening. We got mostly a day card, should mention that, but a great game that takes on even more special meaning tonight in Birmingham, Alabama, when the St. Louis Cardinals meet the San Francisco Giants just a couple of days after the passing of Willie Mays. And he was scheduled to be honored at this game. Now, he wasn't going to be attending the game, but you were already going to see, it was already kind of planned that Willie Mays was going to be the featured ball player during this game, right? Again, a special game played at the home of so many great players, and where Willie Mays made his debut as a 17-year-old, and certainly there was a story. He just uh, uh, swallowed up in the era of racism and the segregation of baseball. And Mays, really the man who, it wasn't things had not changed necessarily, but again, there in Birmingham, where just such an interesting home of baseball, with the Birmingham Black Barons and the Birmingham White Barons, and the Birmingham White Barons would go on the road, and the Black Barons would be the home team. And when the White Barons were at home, they had segregated seating. The black patrons would sit in a special area in right field, and that won't be like that tonight. But if you did see it the other night, Tuesday night, when there was a game being played between a couple of minor league teams at the refurbished ballpark. They've really spruced it up. It's an old ballpark, the oldest ballpark in the oldest professional ballpark in the United States. And they announced the passing of Willie Mays, and the crowd rose to its feet, standing ovation, which maybe wouldn't have happened at the time of his debut there because of things that were going on. So it should be a special game tonight at Rick Wood Field in Birmingham, Alabama, between the Cardinals and the Giants. I know honor Willie Mays throughout the night. For sure there, and talk about the history. I think also you'll see tonight, because it's a story that, yes, it was a big story, but I don't think we've still fully encompassed it. You'll see on the broadcast tonight, talking about the inclusion, and part of the ESPN broadcast tonight will be to show you what many of the categories now look like with those new statistics incorporated into baseball's all-time record book, and how many of the records now that you see are for old people, for old heads like me, are familiar with, because before the days of the highlight reels, we knew who were Pardon me. The mornings. Good morning. Uh, we knew the records, right? And now that's totally been revamped, and we'll get a look at those tonight, and they'll explain who leads what categories now, and who's some of the great players that we should know if we don't already from those leagues that are now incorporated into the major league record books. They're all encompassed now, so that should be an awesome event tonight to watch. All right, maybe just a little more news right now. Hey, the Lakers just had their head coach apparently fall into their lap with Monty Williams being terminated. Unless he wants to become the highest paid house husband in the country, Monty Williams can become the Lakers' next head coach. Well, JJ Redick might just end up in Detroit if he's not careful. Williams fired from the job. The former coach of the year has done such a great job, and maybe he was trying to tank it in Detroit. I don't think any man would ever do that. They were just up against it. But still, the Lakers maybe could move now on Monty Williams. And whether or not they'd save money, hey, if they could save a little money, since you already got a guy who's getting paid $67 million basically to do the dishes. Maybe they might just be able to come in a little bit less expensive. He's owed $63 million on the deal apparently. So the Pistons are obviously a mess, or the Lakers, usually, but maybe, just maybe now, the Lakers can go for Monty Williams as their head coach now. We'll see, but that would be for the Lakers, who have struck out, every single time, it seems like, in trying to get a name head coach. And again, the low ball offer, it just looks like a token offer, so that when they have to come in with, maybe not a quite top tier coach, then they can say, hey, we tried. Well, here they might be able to get that top tier coach and maybe be able to save a little money. And that's the Laker way. So also, we saw the news about Cameron Brink, the Los Angeles Sparks star, and we'll talk WNBA here a couple of games tonight. I need Chad. Hopefully he's in here. I was having a great day until the WNBA last night kind of cost me my big day. So, but with Cameron Brink, a lot of people speculated that Brink suffering that bad injury, man, tough break, ACL injury. It's going to be knocking her out for the season, and also knocking her out from the Olympics in the 3-on-3 competition. But Brink is likely to be replaced by De'Erica Hamby and not Caitlin Clark. Clark is actually ineligible to compete at the 3-on-3 competition at the Olympics. In the 3-on-3 competition, you have to have a certain number of games played at I think it's like the international level. You have to be qualified to play in that tournament. Hamby is qualified to play in that tournament. There's only a list. There is a list of players that are eligible, and Hamby kind of is in a group with maybe 4 players that are really elite, top level pro players. So Hamby may be getting the call to get the replacement there, but they may need a second player now as well, following another injury on that team last night. So the U.S. has plenty of qualified players, but they'll have a different team than the one they were anticipated in having, their top team over there in France. So let me get to your comments, and just a light day here, I guess. So I'll talk a little sports, and what's caught my eye. Golf is underway as well today. A big tournament. Certainly, they always try to have a nice tournament after. Maybe that shouldn't be the case, but I have Victor Hovland as my at the Travelers Championship here. Victor Hovland is my top play here. 23-1 when I got him last night. Play is just underway, so probably wouldn't be anything too far off that. Want to just hear it is right now. Let's talk about it. I'll get to a few more golf plays here in just a moment, but this is breaking news here. There is a Steam play here right now, and it's on that Giants and Cards game over 8.5. Now, there has been some talk about the way the stadium could play to the over here. The dimensions were slightly adjusted. I believe they brought in the fences. I think they said 2 feet. It sounds like just I don't know if it was off the top. I think it was actually 2 feet brought in. So not a huge deal there. But the speculation from handicappers that were trying to judge what type of, and I went as deep as I could. It didn't. I don't know if it will be a difference tonight, other than 2 feet. I don't know if the weather or anything is a factor, but here is the move right now to 9. It's Keaton Wynn and Andre Palante today. Likely an opener there. Palante, okay, he can run a little bit deep, but still the Giants and the Cards tonight. Now this total 9 over 15 here. The move on that game in Birmingham, 7:15 Eastern, 4:15 Pacific. That special game tonight. Let me get a few more golfers here though. Victor Hovland, I have at 23-1. Top 5 here with Tommy Fleetwood. He here. More steam coming in. It's on the first game. Arizona, Washington under 9 is moving to 8.5. I'll get that. That's our first game, so we'll be ready to go here in just a moment. Arizona, Washington, MLB total moving under right now. Steam coming in. Okay, Tommy Fleetwood. I have him as a top 5 here at 5-1 or so. Some top 10s here also with Corey Connors, Saif Thigala, and Kim. Also, those are top 10s and a couple of top 20s here with Justin Thomas, Max Homa, Wyndham Clark, Jason Day, and Stephen Yeager. Tennis action underway, grass courts as well. Let's go take a look at your comments. Hello, everybody. Dre here, Juan Laster here today. Thank you. And Thomas Lewis, like and subscribe. Be sure to like this channel and subscribe. Like this video, subscribe to our channel, Tony's Picks YouTube channel here, the 41,500 subscriber juggernaut. And we need a little bounce back. You're right. You know what? I mean, not scolding anybody here. More steam's rolling in. So obviously the Sharps are just waking up and pounding this board. In fact, it's on a game here. Rays and Twins. Steam coming in on the under. The last game of that series. It's getaway day. And we're seeing some movement here. Those 8s are disappearing right now from the Twins game down to 7.5 over 15 here right now. More steam coming in right here on the morning steam. That's why we're here. I don't make this up to get you guys to come here, but we've only got 40 of you here today with our light card. We're going to have a little bit of a lighter show here. Who else is here today? Jeff Schramm is here. Justin's doing it, and welcome Trevor Davis today, and Chad coming in. He had some winners, and yeah, right. I know it was a really upset Chad actually. So thank you for coming in, Chad. We will take another challenge today. I'm just so down on this Sky team, Chad. I don't even think they're going to win. I don't even think that Dallas can win this game. But just to show you how serious I am on the show all the time, I'll take Dallas just because I am so down on this Sky team right now with their play. I know the Wings are playing absolutely awful right now, and they probably won't even come close because of the injuries and the level of talent on the field. But the Sky certainly has absolutely zero focus on the court right now. They're more concerned about other stuff. Obviously, not interested in basketball. So I'm going to take Dallas. At least it looks like they are trying. Their personnel, they're doing the best they can at this point, and the Sky is absolutely a mess. They might win because they have more talented players out there tonight, but they will do it on physical ability alone and luck, I'm sure. And that's someone who obviously you remember. I was on that Sky train early. SkyTrain, isn't that something at Disneyland, or is that at an airport? But I was with the Sky early, but no longer right now until I see. I'll get back on them. Look, I liked everything about the Sky early, but not anymore. You got to be. I'm trying to analyze it, and I'm looking at a team that doesn't look like they're functional on the court right now. Hey, there's my man Cam, one of the hottest stars, one of the hottest stars right now in all of YouTube handicapping right now. My man Cam, right here. Give me your winners, Cam, here today. All right, and here comes Trevor. What's this? Maybe this is BTTS in this game that's underway. I'm not sure. And let's see here. Jerry's got plays ready to roll. Uh-huh. Let me see what this is. I don't know what Thomas is saying quite there. Yeah, or college coaches maybe going on. Let's see here. Luis, hello and good morning. There. And Mike's ready to roll on hockey tomorrow. But since there is no hockey tonight, maybe we'll preview the CFL game tonight. We got one game north of the border between the Red Blacks and the Alouettes. And the Alouettes are about a touchdown favorite tonight. That's what I thought, Mike. I was sitting here waiting. I was like, man, I'm going to have to not have any steam to report on yet. And here they were, just like that. And here's Darren. We're almost all caught up. Stephen Downey. Thank you guys very much. I'm going to go over to Tony'sPicks.com and see why I'm not on the handicapper leaderboard yesterday because of the WNBA. What? I want to shout out all of the handicappers here at Tony's Picks. I should be the one, you would think, with the best no, but I'm not. And Chad. But, maybe because I'm out here picking every game, but not in my premiums. There are handicappers above me on the leaderboards. I'm rolling in like Major League Baseball right now, not talking down to anybody, but I'm really upset actually. And again, I think I get a little too excited with some of these teams. I think there, and maybe I've had a little tough beat on some of those Ramon style totals. All right, let's take a look at who did well yesterday over at Tony'sPicks.com with our handicapper leaderboards. And it was Joseph Schultz up there, a basketball expert, 6-2, 75% for Joseph yesterday. Hollywood Sam, it's always good to have Sam atop the leaderboards with 80% yesterday. Tony's Picks VIP, 2-0. Yesterday, there's Ruben Marlboro. Come to Marlboro country. You would have went 75% yesterday. Ron Hahn there. Our man, 5-3. Solo Malone, 75%. OG Cappers, VIP, 1-0. Brandon Check, 2-1. Yesterday, Tony T, another profitable day. CJ Sturgeon as well. I went 7-6, but I got juiced off the little leaderboard. But I'm still up there over the last 7 days. I'm the handicapping leader at Tony'sPicks.com. My high volume approach has led me to almost 10 units of profit this week here on the site. So please consider getting my premium pick packages here at Tony'sPicks.com. I have a package up right now. Let's check it out. And then let me get these guys here and promote all my guys. We've got Ruben Marlboro here, 70% here this week. Joseph Schultz up there, nearly 5 units. Nick Lagaretos, 4.5 units. And Tony's Picks VIP there. Let's take a look. Got a 5-pack right now up for the action in Major League Baseball going on this afternoon card for sure today because I'm pretty much on a good run here in Major League Baseball for sure. And there's a Thursday 5-pack premium pass for just $25. Use the promo code Tony T at checkout. Save 20% off of that. Hey, you don't pay for picks? Don't look at it like that. You're paying for Ramon Scott to come in and hang out with you every day. Should be the other way around. I should be paying you guys for hanging out with me here every day on the morning steam. This is pretty much what I'm living for at this point. So appreciate you guys being here. I get to talk about sports. I get to talk about all my favorite games, and just awesome. And there's Jeff. The one thing we did hit yesterday is MLS, right, Jeff? And here's the funny thing about it, Jeff. It's scary when you're Ramon, right? Because you look at the MLS board and you're like, oh, I'm going to go with a bunch of unders because I'm Ramon. No, no, we don't do that in the MLS, and it sure uh, paid off. I don't know how else we could look at it. You should have seen we hit some overs. Yeah, I should have seen my whole card. You wouldn't have thought it was me with how many overs I had yesterday. Uh, and appropriately enough, right? Because you got to think the rest of the world is just laughing at if true soccer fans or soccer bettors around the world are just going to laugh at the United States. Uh, Even if you're not a soccer fan, listen to here's some of the scores from the MLS last night: 2-2, 2-2, 4-3, 4-3, 2-2, 5-3. It sounds like a bad hockey league. So goals aplenty. Now that was probably one of the higher scoring days, but we were on some overs for sure. I think we had an under in there yesterday. I want to say Clamp Shut Up is here joining us for the first time. What do you think about the Chicago Sky win margin 1-10? Well, I think our fans might support it, and I would think since the line is sitting right there in the middle of that, I think it's a pretty darn good bet. I hope I got that right. Clamp Shut Up. I hope it's not Clamp other stuff up, but if it is, I'll just say Clamp Shut Up. I kind of like that name anyways, and uh, yeah, Thomas, we got to roll the dice. I got to figure out a way to roll the dice in here and get that. But I would think Clamp Shut Up, even though I'm going to sit here in a few minutes and try to give a reason why to take the Dallas Wings because I'm so down on the Chicago Sky right now. I want no part of them here, and I'm an Angel Reese fan. Okay, I mean I've been an Angel Reese fan before Angel Reese fans were cool. All right, I like women's college basketball. Uh, you know, uh, Throughout the years, a little bit. I've been around. Okay, I'm old school, but uh, I'm not on them right now. But still, with the fact that the if a realistic handicapping position of mine, no matter what I think about the Sky right now, and I hope they lose tonight and wake up. Uh, the fact that the line is about 6 points to me means it will fall between 1 and 10, and I think that's probably if you're going to take a margin of victory bet, I would just that's the chalk, and I would do that. All right. Here we go. Well, thank you for checking that out over at tonyspicks.com. And you can get my premium picks or get a package with me and ride into the weekend. Like I said, I'm doing pretty well right now, especially in Major League Baseball. I think we got some hot cappers here right now. Like I said, WNBA, hats off to our whole team. They're doing really well right now. But see there, look at the baseball right now. I'm up there 27-20 this week. Look at Joseph Schultz, though, having a good run. And all of our cappers right now, you see a good run here last month. But WNBA, you'll see we've had some real good cappers going on here for the past 7 days and 30 days as well. Oh, all right, there we go. See Ron Crawford. Look at this. Ron's hitting over 70%. Jonathan Malone, same thing. Ron Hahn dipping in 67%. And just a real good, solid performance from our crew. All right. Let's get to the action right now. We won't have much of a card here, and we'll get out of here probably in just a little while. And get rolling with that first game that we already talked about. The Steam came kind of trucking in here over the last few minutes to get our day started with the total here. And that total was moving under here. And, well, guess what? I don't think I like this total under. I'm going to go ahead and take a peek here and see the move that just came in and kind of analyze it, see how heavy it was. Because hey, if anybody can appreciate a good under move right at when the show's coming on, it's me. But I wanted to go over in this good under move. It's me. I can appreciate a good under move, but I was ready to go over in this one. I was already happy that the steady move had already been coming in on the under in this game. Mackenzie Gore, everybody knows I'm a pretty good fan of his. This I will say this under Steam that came in here about 30 minutes ago is pretty solid, no doubt about it. If anything, it does make me hesitate a little bit more on my play here, but I'm still going to go over as my play. Yeah, it's getaway day. I'm going to be on some unders here on some of these day games for sure, but I was looking to go over. Nelson of the Diamondbacks been struggling a little bit. I think if I was at home, I might be apt to still maybe back Nelson, but he's got a 7.7 ERA in his last three starts. Arizona's just 1-5 on the road with Nelson. The Diamondbacks are hitting left-handers pretty well right now. I believe they're hitting over 300 over the last week or so against lefties, and been hitting pretty well against left-handers all season. So I might be looking for this one to go over. It's definitely 8.5 over right now. It's juiced, I think, maybe $1.50. 50. And there's still some 9 unders out there. But I'll go over here in this one. Look at your plays if you want. Gore has gone over in 4 straight games. He's been good. He's 4-1 in his last 5 starts with a 3.77 ERA in the National. Both teams are hot. This is actually a pretty good game coming in right now. Nationals have won 9 of 11. Diamondbacks have won 11 of their last 17 games coming into this one. So yesterday, let's see. I know we had a premium pick winner with this one. We had the under as our premium winner with this game. So and a winner yesterday on the Nationals. We went 11-4 with our MLB picks on the show yesterday, and combine that with our premiums. You got a. I'm pretty pleased with baseball right now. Let's get your picks. Doesn't look like too many here, but remember, we're in the day game. We got day game action here. Nate here, ready to roll. Justin's got some props. Thomas on Arizona today, and Juan's on the Nationals run line. Luis is on the Diamondbacks. Jeff's on the Nationals. Probably should roll the dice on this one. I'll take the over I got the over as a play here, and that was some pretty nice move, man. It might be a 50-50. The only reason I'm gonna need that 8.5, I think, here. This one might end up right there at the number. All right. And there's a tiebreaker right there with Fernando on the Diamondbacks. And Jerry's going over with me. And here's Dre on the Nats. So we're back to 3-3. We'd have no consensus on this one. All right. Next up, Mariners and Guardians with Castillo here going up against Allen. And looks like Logan Allen and the Guardians here are slight favorite in this one. Yeah, but maybe a pick'em in a lot of spots right now. I'm seeing quite a few pick'ems and a few books that are just taking on the square books are kind of favoring the Guardians a little bit. The sharp books are kind of hanging on at pick'em. Right now, it feels like, and the total here 8. I'll call it 8 flat. I'm showing the square books are shaded to the over, and the sharp books are kind of ticking to the under here. It might not quite be 8 over 20 at most of the books, so it might be 8 over 15 to 8 under 15, and right in the middle, we'll just maybe we can call it 8 flat to a certain extent. But you got here the Guardians at home. Let's see what we got here with these two. You got for Castillo coming in. He's got a 3.38 earned run average in his last 4 starts. Seattle is 8-3 in Castillo's last 11 starts. For Allen, a 7.11 ERA in his last 3 starts right now. He's gone over in 10 of 14 starts this season. Does have 1 start against Seattle, 6 2/3 scoreless innings. The Guardians here have gone under in 10 of their last 15 games. Mariners have gone under in 5 of their last 8, and Castillo has gone under in 12 of 15. I'm going to go under. I know Allen's been getting hit a little bit here. I'm gonna go under, especially now if it's just going to be an 8. There definitely was some 8.5s out there overnight here. In fact, let me see. Yeah, definitely worth some 8.5s out there. So I'm going to play it as my free play here on the show with the Mariners and the Guardians today. Show handicappers running pretty strong on the Guardians here for a pick 'em. I'm showing 70% of cappers surveyed here today on the Guardians. I'm talking about maybe cappers that are just like me in a YouTube box or selling picks. Let's see what we got here in this one with Thomas taking Seattle, but here's Justin on the Guardians, and Luis is on the Guardians as well. Here's Blake on the Guardians, Dre's on the Guardians. Nate maybe looking to go under with me here. Here's Angelo Saratella. Look at this, Angelo here today. Thank you, Angelo. What a pleasure to have you here, making a comment, making a pick. Angelo's here. I think Angelo's been by, maybe commented. Doesn't matter. No, obviously knows what's going on. Cleveland money line here for Angelo. All right, and sounds like a lot of Cleveland. I don't know. Thomas is gonna have to decide here. There's one with Cleveland as well. Undergrads here today. Always good to have undergrads stopping by. Undergrads waiting for some for college basketball season, obviously. Maybe some other basketball news that we're seeing. NBA draft could Klingon drop from the. Who are we seeing number one? Because now all of a sudden all the big men are dropping and it's scary, right? You're still going to take a big man number one. Will it be the player? Will it be the guy from France? Will it be Sar? All of a sudden, nobody's calling Sar. Sar's phone ain't ringing. I mean, Sar is supposed to be number one. Now you got Klingon. Now you got Zach Edey dropping. Nobody wants some clunky big man anymore all of a sudden. What's going on, undergrads? Help me out. All right, Thomas just said it. There it is. He says consensus play will be here on the Guardians. Okay, write it down. I might just have to play that one in pocket. I think I might be set with this 5-pack. And I don't know. I want you to do this for me. Don't forget to check out, or I'm going to tell you right now, check out Bo's videos here today on the Tony's Picks YouTube channel. He previewed this one with Seattle and Cleveland. So check out what Bo had to say and then see what you want to do here. But we've got Cleveland as a consensus play here on the show. It says, I don't know what Thomas doesn't have. He's so important. He doesn't even have a title. He's one of those guys, right? That everybody knows runs the office, but nobody knows what he does. But he's like the most important guy. Okay, here we go. I think Juan's going under. Nathan I think a first 5 under here. All right, and I'll take under, obviously, right? All right, here we go with the Rays and the Twins. We talked about this one taking some steam here. Also on the under, right at post time here with the show with Littell and Woods Richardson here. And man, what about the Tampa Bay Rays? I just want to mention them a little bit here. We had them yesterday on the show on the run line. I just want to make the note because they ended up. What was the score? Most people write down the scores. That'd be a good idea. And then I could just say the score. It was 3-2 in 10 innings, and snap the Twins' winning streaks. The one thing the Rays do, right? I mean, yeah, they got off to a non-Rays start, and now they're up. Chasing those teams that they're always mixing it up with. They're not quite there, but the Rays are one of the most clutch teams in the league. In games decided by just 1 or 2 runs this season, Tampa Bay has a record of 25-11. I think that's a very significant statistic. Those are some of the things that I kind of look for one other thing it says is when they're overmatched in the pitching department or something, their losses, they're getting blown out because they're not doing any blowing out. Sure, I mean, once in a while you're going to win a game, but Tampa Bay, they either will win a close one or lose a blowout. So a lot of times you can factor into your handicap, look to see if it is, a game where the Rays, we know they could play the Yankees or the Orioles, and they might be a $2 dog, right? They might be a $2 dog. They might be $1.70. They're the Rays, after all. They're tough, but it's expected to be kind of a blowout of a game. Now we know that to win a game by 3 runs, that's actually like a much bigger line, but still, the games that are maybe $2, maybe you won't expect the Rays to compete. But any game like this, maybe they will, where it's expected to be a close game. Now, I'm not saying here we're taking them here. I think I've got a. Oh yeah, I do. Actually, I better just zip it up because I kind of like the Twins at this price. But just want to mention the Rays being clutch. Let's get into this one. I'm actually probably going to take the Twins, but I'm not kidding you. I will be still looking for spots. It feels like to back the Rays, but that's a good record, man. 25-11 in games decided by 1 or 2 runs. That's a Tony T stat right there. For Littell, he comes in with a 6.86 ERA in his last 4 starts and an 0-3 record right now. The Rays are 1-4 in his last 5 starts, and the Rays have dropped 8 of their last 12. So maybe that's kind of why I can find my way over to Woods Richardson. He's not been great, 4.91 ERA in his last 3 starts, but the Twins, they found a way to back him up with a 7-4 record this season. He's gone under in 5 of his 6 starts. So these two teams have definitely been trending over of late. But here on Getaway Day, yesterday was 3-2. This has been a low-scoring series, if I'm not mistaken. I'm just gonna grab the Twins here. I think on the money line, decent price. Twins obviously hot. Still, they've won 8 of 12. They're 23-15 at home, and a lot of comments here from you guys. It looks like. And who do we got? We got Thomas here on Minnesota. And Nate leaning to the Rays there, it looks like. Fernando's going to go Rays. And Thomas I thought he might have invented. And maybe Thomas has a new, maybe it's a song, or maybe they could have like a theme song. I don't know. They have big bats and they cannot lie. They have big bats. They have big bats and they cannot lie. All right. And Jeff said, hey, note that total. Do I have an old total on the screen? I better update it if it's that significant. Because, yeah, I think there are some 8 unders out there still, and there's some 7 but definitely this total has moved down. Twins team total over for Justin here. It kind of flies in. I'm not sure. Here's Luis on the Twins, Dre's on the under here, and Nate here. Let's see. Is there rain? Right, we got to check this because it seems like we've had a disastrous week up there in Rainland. I'm showing the AccuWeather forecast here. 10% chance of this game getting postponed. There will be rain during the game. Throughout the game, probably there will be some precipitation. Can't ignore it here, it looks like. But I just like the matchup that Woods Richardson has against these guys against both of the lows. I would imagine today probably be able to shut those guys down. Here's Angelo on the Twins. Joe T here today. Here's Mike on the over. And
final
Michelangelo on the Twins here as well. And Ray Otachi. All right, give me the Twins here in this one. I'm showing a pretty heavy handicapper ratio as well. A dozen handicappers I've seen on the Twins and only a couple on the Rays when I was checking everybody out on the forums. And let's see here. Darren's got some plays for us here, it looks like. Thank you, Darren. Okay, Astros and White Sox in this one with Arrighetti going up against Flexen. Flexen's been doing a pretty decent job. Like I said, if you wanted to go down all of the three-man rotations in Major League Baseball, I think you would find that the White Sox three pitchers would be above half of them at least. I would imagine. Flexen's been getting rocked over his last several starts, so and they never win with him. So uh, really, he does have to clean it up. I'm kind of referring to the groove that he was in prior to the last month or so, but made for a good storyline anyway. Still, you have the Astros here going to be a big favorite because Flexen's been getting hit pretty hard. A 7.7 ERA. Is that right? No, 7.33 ERA in his last six starts. And the White Sox are 2-11 behind Flexen. So not much really to write home about. Arrighetti, however, has an 8.1 ERA in his last three starts. So these guys have been getting absolutely rocked. Arrighetti's gone over in 6 of his last 9 starts, and Flexen's gone over in 8 of his last 11. Now, both these teams have been solid unders of late. Houston's gone under in 9 of their last 12, and the White Sox have gone under in 6 of their last 8. But his total sitting right there flat at about 9 in this one. Do you really want to take the Astros here at $1.75? The White Sox seem to be giving us a little bit of a fight here, a fight for their money, but maybe not yesterday. It just seems the price is just out of control. We did have a pick. We had a winner here on the show yesterday with the under. Let's see if you guys did anything with the Astros and the White Sox. And let's see here with. All right. Okay, Joe talking about the weather there. Here's Astros over for Justin. Hey, Steve Follows here today. He's got over in the first 5 with these two pitchers. That doesn't seem like a terrible idea. These guys have been getting rocked. Fernando, Astros run line. Fernando also on the over. Why wouldn't we be here with these two starters? I'm going to ride with Fernando. Give me the over here. Whoops. Drop the pen, but I'm going to go with the over. I didn't have a pick on the who would. I mean, with this game, right? I didn't have anything going, and I said, you know what? We'll see what happens on the show, and I like it. I like it over. These starters are getting shelled pretty good. The spot would actually, it feels like the spot would actually say under. I'm going to just think with these two guys getting rocked the way they have, there'll be enough runs early on here. Because, obviously this season for sure, we know one thing the White Sox, the pitching has not been awful for the White Sox. Yeah, I mean, the bullpen's bad, but like I said, the starters have been decent. And we just saw another one, right, the other day. So, Flexen, you're letting me down. Here's Astros and over for Darren. Here's Luis on the under. Jeff will take the White Sox today. And, actually, what my thinking was, I was going to get on here and if it was $1.50, maybe I could get with Houston, I guess. I don't know. Trey, Houston run line. Fernando over. Oh, we already showed those. Okay, here's Astros. Here's a little bit of mixed bag, though. We're on the Astros for the most part, it looks like in the chat. And a couple of us on the over, but there's Luis on the under. So, okay. That probably feels like the least attractive game of the night. Next up, the Dodgers and Gavin Stone will take on the Rockies and Ty Block. And the Dodgers will be a big favorite here, 220 on the road. But who wants to trust the Dodgers? These inconsistent Dodgers at this point. These guys have cost me so much already this year because I just like to not tell anybody that I bet on the Dodgers. And I just sit in a dark room and bet on them. And, they cost you money because they're always such a big favorite and they never come through. I mean, they still are the best team going, but without Mookie, don't forget, we've been going here without Mookie, but doesn't stop the prices any. It's like it's a baseball team. One guy, just because he's a MVP caliber player, one guy is not going to make the difference. Still going to have the Dodgers, north of $2. Doesn't feel right here. The Dodgers are so, they're inconsistent, and they're certainly never going to live up to their expectations. And if you keep going with the Dodgers every day, you're going to be like me and just donating some of your soccer winnings back to the books. Well, my baseball's been good, but privately, the Dodgers have probably cost me a few units here and there. They're down on the Thomas Lewis meter, 11 3/4 units so far this season. Rockies, though, they're down almost 7 units. Sometimes at home, you think they're a little bit better, but right now, not so much. But you got to like what Stone's doing. His 1.82 ERA in his last 4 starts. I mean, that's not Stone's fault. He's looked every bit the part here as a Dodger, up and comer. And 3-0 in his last 4 starts. The Dodgers are 10-3 with Stone on the mound. They've gone under in 6 of his last 8 starts. Dodgers, though, have gone over in 7 of their last 8 on the road. Ty Blach has a 5.74 ERA in his last 3 starts. He's fared well in his career against the Dodgers. 9 career starts, a 3.13 earned run average, and a 4-3 record. The Rockies have lost 13 of their last 18 games, and they've gone over in 9 of their last 12 games at home. Here comes some comments from you folks here with the Dodgers and the Rockies, and Jeff is going to lead us off. He says, got to go over again in this one, and why not? The way it's looking, I guess, in Colorado. And the number, let me see, it's actually, no, I think it's still, it's between 11.5 and 12. I think it's mostly 12s out there. Currently, Jeff says 11.5 to 11.5 again. He'll go over. And here's Dave here today. He'll take the Dodgers. Yeah, I mean, right? I mean, it feels like I'll just take them as well, Dave. Here's free money. Light it on fire. Give me the Dodgers. Light my money on fire today. I'll take them on the run line. I mean, come on. These are the Dodgers. They're the greatest thing going, even without Mookie Betts. So crush the Rockies today. I look back at that game that they came back the other night, though. That had to be a bit of a crusher. We did have the Rockies, though, yesterday here on the show, on the run line. But I'll take the Dodgers today because I don't like money. Maybe Nathan's on the Dodgers. Darren will lay 2.5. And Dave says the Rockies are terrible, but they beat the Padres. Oh. I always get so frustrated with these Padres. And here's Ray, Rockies first 5 money line. Joseph says, give me the over in this one. Michelangelo with me, Dodgers run line. Me and Michelangelo will wallow in our cheap beer at the end. Let's see, liking the over here. LA run line for Dre. And Darren says the Colorado bullpen here has pitched 10 2/3 innings over the last 3 days. Stop Geo stopping by today. And Nate says, what is going on with Muncie? A few more here, maybe. Justin going over. Oh, we've got a consensus play here. Yeah, I don't know. Who said? I don't know, Nate. You know those oblique strains. All right. Let me write it down then. Dodgers consensus play here. Wow. Okay. Well, I'm on them here on the morning steam, so we'll go with the Dodgers consensus. Go Dodgers! You'll crush them again. And Stop Geo says, look at this. He's got Hovland here on the boost. Yeah, I got a little better price, but I went, I know I should give the golf out earlier, but it's kind of fun. The tournament just underway. Fernando under in the Dodger game. All right, here we go. Next up, Royals and Athletics. And you have the Royals here, road favorite with Seth Lugo. He's going up against Spence of the Athletics. Lugo on the road here, $1.65 today. Did I mention I had a premium pick winner here yesterday on the under with Kansas City and Oakland? We had a few unders yesterday with our premium picks. When you're out there wondering, how did Ramon do? You just had to look at the totals, because I know what you guys think about that all the time. All right, here we go with the Royals and A's. Hope I made some notes on this one. There we go. Oh, okay, yeah. Make sure I got the right play. I got a premium on this one for sure. How about we look at it with Lugo here, 5.21 earned run average in his last 3 starts. The Royals are 10-5 with Lugo on the mound. They've gone under in 8 of his last 12. The Royals are just 2-8 in their last 10 games right now. They're kind of struggling a little bit coming in. That was one of our losers on the show yesterday, actually. The A's did a nice job. And I know yesterday for sure that the handicappers were all over the Royals, of course, even with that big price. I don't know today. It's not as prevalent, but it is almost unanimous that the handicappers like the Royals. But yesterday it was wild. I was showing it as high as 8-1 ratio. It was like 16-2. That would be 8-1, wouldn't it? So heavy look yesterday, and it was a loser, and we lost one of our picks here on the show. But for Spence, he's got a 3.69 ERA in 6 starts. Oakland's 1-6 with Spence on the mound. Did have one start against Kansas City, 4 2/3 innings, gave up 1 run. The A's have lost 7 of their last 9 of their last 11 games, actually, here, looking at it. And they've gone over in 5 of their last 7. Some comments from you folks here with the Royals game now with Luis on Kansas City. I think Dre is going to go under here, but Joe T going with the over. And maybe, just maybe, Nate says maybe have to take a look at the dog in this one. And Thomas says, give me the Royals. And I think I will be square in this one. Look, the A's have won 2 in a row, and it's like the biggest deal in the world all of a sudden, right? I kind of made them, that was kind of crummy of me. I was going to say crappy. I was going to say worse than crap. That was kind of crummy of me to say that the A's have lost 9 of 11, because actually they've won 2 in a row. I think. I just look at you guys know how I do it. I mean, look, Tony's got a nice fancy script. I just look at that thing that says win, loss, whatever, and I look at it and I can add it up. And if my brain at least still works on that, right? When I look at my little chart there and it shows how many wins and losses in a row, I can usually get that. And I can look at like a segment of 8 and say, they won 6 of 8. That's when I tell you guys, they won 6 of 8. I'm looking at a little. I mean, Tony's script is wonderful, and I'd be a lot more organized on the show. But I like the off the cuff, just hanging with you guys. Hey, Jeff's on Oakland plus 1.5. Mike's on the under here. Fernando says, give me the Royals and over. And Michelangelo says under. Who are the other Ninja Turtle? Who am I? If I was a Ninja Turtle. All right. I'll take the Royals. I'm going to go square on that one. Check out Bo's video on that one as well. And we move on with the big one of the night for sure. This is going to be feels like the marquee sports matchup of the night, quite frankly, here with the Orioles and the Yankees, especially given this nice pitching matchup here. Uh, Irvin and Yale, I mean, this is pretty good, right? Irvin's got a ERA of 2.05 in his last 8 starts and a 6-1 record. The Orioles are 8-3 with Irvin on the mound. Now for Yale, he's one of the hottest pitchers in baseball, if not the hottest. He's got a 1.14 ERA in his last 9 starts. He's 8-0 in those 9 starts, and the Yankees are 12-2 in his 14 starts with Yale on the mound. I once saw Eel pitch a no-hitter, but that was Benji Eel back in high school, the old journeyman infielder. For this Yale, he's gone under in 5 of his last 6 starts, and this is his first start against the Orioles. Should be pretty awesome here tonight. Irvin has been hit pretty hard when he's faced the Yankees in the past. Just 2 starts, an 0-2 record, and an 8.31 ERA. Baltimore's won 9 of their last 12. Baltimore's 23-11 on the road. The Yankees are 23-11 at home. This is going to be a pretty good game. What you got on this one? Team Steam. I'll challenge you with this one. All right. I had a pizza last night. Of course, I had pizza last night. Playing more World Series. It's a little slow, so I'm trying my WSOP.com, trying to qualify for the main event. And I had to order a pizza because I couldn't have time to cook. And, man, it was a crummy job, It wasn't as good. It wasn't great. All right, here's Yanks run line. Howard Hogan's here. Thomas Lewis on the Yankees. Dre says, give me the O's run line and under. And here's Fernando on the Yankees. And here's Irvin and the Orioles over. I'm going to go with the Yankees. Dave and I challenge, I think, here. I'm going to go with Yale. But this should be awesome. Dre loves this game. This is going to be lighting it up. He says, but he is good, no doubt. Looks good. Mike on the O's. So I forgot him. I made my pick. I should have remembered, hey, maybe go with the Baltimore Crew on a free pick, just roll on a big Thursday game. But I'm going to go with the Yankees. Fernando on the over here. And Fernando with the over. What is Pizza Castle? I don't know. I think that makes me, because to me, my favorite out here West Coast is Round Table. And when I hear Pizza Castle, it sounds like Round Table, because that's their theme, it's like a old theme, medieval times. And Dave knows we've spent many of nights at Round Table Pizza together. And here's Michelangelo, says, give me the Yankees and a Yerfie. Here's our first Yerfie call of the day. We're getting more Yerfies these days than we used to. Irvin is a 1 for 11, so pretty decent. Just 1 inning has he allowed a run in 11. And Gil, he is 2 for 11. Woo. Boy, you guys, I'm almost over this cold, I promise you. I hope it's a cold. I feel great. All right. Oh, baby, they did. Pizza Castle. All right. Yeah, see? You guys know I've been fighting this thing for this week. It is old age. I'm about ready to turn this camera off and sneeze. I got to tell you. All right. Okay, I'll take the Yankees. I'm going against my Baltimore Crew here, but that's all right. This should be a great game and a great series here. Yeah, Jeff, me too. Anything Detroit, because you got Little Caesars, you got Domino's, and don't forget the fact that remember those families have been tied to Mike Illett, right? who owned the Tigers? Mike Ilitch, was it, owned the Tigers? He was with Little Caesar. Somewhere those chains are even related, I think. Okay, let's keep going here. All right, I'll take Yankees. And here we go. A couple more here. Giants and Cardinals here. This is the one. This is the great game we talked about. So I don't know. We kind of previewed a little bit with the history of this game and what's going to go on tonight. It'd be a special game. I said that other game was the Orioles and the Yankees. That is the best game, the best baseball game, the most important. This is the featured game of the night. The game in the Rickwood Field. It's just a little thing, man. The ticket booth sits like the stanchion is there, and the ticket booth is like a separate building. And it's an old ballpark in Birmingham, and be the Giants here taking on the Cards tonight in the special game. Very similar to what we've seen. Of now, not a ballpark though that was built from scratch, kind of like the Field of Dreams game a little bit, or the Little League game where they built a small stadium. This is an old stadium that has stood there for 115 years, I believe. That's some. On this one, I'm not clear on, but it's definitely a lot of years. And they'll play this game tonight with the Giants and the Cards here. All right. For Win, he's got a 13.25 ERA in his last 5 starts, so getting hit pretty hard. Palante, 4.15 ERA in 4 starts. This is his first appearance, I believe, against the Giants. The Giants are going over in 12 of their last 17 away from home. Will be, if you want to, like I said, the fence has moved in 2 feet. The dimensions are major league dimensions for the most part here, but that steam did come in on the over. So I don't know if you want to. A lot of times, and I've seen some experts talking about it, they felt like the field would play large. I think that's a popular. I don't know if it will play large, quite frankly. I respect this steam coming in, certainly, that, when that thing goes off, it's not a fluke. You will see the Steam will win. Like, I look at the record, the Steam will win. Unfortunately, the Steam beats the best line too. So when I say we're chasing the Steam, we want to make sure we're still fighting it, not in this game, but we're still trying to keep it as low as possible. And if it gets away from you, that's why sometimes a premium becomes a free play, because I'm too slow. I'm not good enough. I'm not a great enough handicapper sometimes to know when that thing is going to be moving against me. I did. I might not be here. I'm trying to report the news to you and also give you great analysis and predictions. I'd like to think I can encompass all of it, a little bit different from everybody else. I'm different, all right. Let's get your comments. Here is Luis on the Cards. Oh, all right. I think I can make it here. Nate has St. Louis and over. Here's Dre on the over, and here's Dave on the over. So you guys do like this over, man. All right. No problem. Okay, Dave's been to that Field of Dreams location. I think he's saying, did he go to the game or? But it sounds like he's been to that awesome thing there with quite a story, right? With the fam, we talked about it when we previewed the Field of Dreams with the family, with the actual field and their makeshift stand of gifts. What do they call it? The gift shop. They have their own gift shop, and then they have the real gift shop, and they're like, hey, we're the real Field of Dreams. Our gift shop's better than your gift shop. Ron's here. Ron, great job on the boards. Here's Jeff. He went over and got a good line. And yeah, that's what it feels like, right? I've got the Flemmies, and I got to go to fruits and vegetables. Oh man, well, avocado, I can handle that. That's the one thing I will eat are avocados, because they're the greatest. Giants and over here for Darren. Want to say hello and welcome to Tony Saito. I don't know if we've had Tony here, but it's great to have him here. He obviously knows what's going on. He watches. Here's Fernando on the Cards, JT on the over, Michelangelo Cards. And, that's the awesome thing about it is that looks like everyone's picking on this game because it's a pretty nice game. It's going to be a special game. Here's Angelo leaning to the Giants. Uh-oh. And Darren says, that Cards bullpen. They have been big time, yeah. The Cards bullpen, the last 3 days has pitched 13 and 2/3 innings. So I will. Oh, did I make my pick? I'm on the Cardinals here over the Giants. Give me the Cardinals. I say this: the Cappers, much like you guys here in the chat, the handicappers were running about 2-to-1 ratio on the Cardinals, but they are heavy on the over. I'm showing 80% of the cappers that were willing to make a pick here on the game that I found out about are on the over. So, and you're looking at 9 everywhere. That line on the screen, that's no good. Definitely at 9 for the most part, maybe even 9. I'll call it 9 flat. I think 9 flat. All right, one more coming up. And it's the final game of the day with the Brewers and the Padres. Well, looks like my Padres and Fernando and Jeff, we got a weekend series together here, but it doesn't really matter for the Padres. It feels like they're going to go with this rookie pitcher out there. I'm sure they'll be overmatched tonight by these Brewers coming in. Wasn't mixed results certainly for the Brewers in Anaheim. We had the Angels here on the show yesterday, and we also had a premium pick on the under, a winner here yesterday. So I think we might have a good handle on this series. Wilson hasn't been very good either. But Wilson has a 6.63 ERA in his last 4 appearances. I think he might have been in there. He might have had an opener or something. I think we've got one of those games we mentioned. When there's an opener, you guys, and I mentioned it on one of the games today. I think it was this game. Maybe some game we had a premium pick. You got to watch out, right? Because just because that's why you list action a lot of times. If you've got a mediocre pitcher, some of these teams, especially that have an opener, right? Because then you're going to get. We've seen a handful of teams run that opener out there after we get off the air, after we send out our pick, or just in general, right? After maybe you've bet on the game and then they slip in that opener and you were in a hurry and you clicked on listed pitchers and all of a sudden you don't have a pick. So some of these teams like Milwaukee that kind of runs out an opener there sometimes, you got to watch out and you might want to just pick action because remember what I said, you're rarely going to get an upgrade in pitching where you're like, man, I got the worst of this line because they changed pitchers. You're often going to get a better the best of it if you just take your pitcher. I want my pitcher. I'm not worried about what the other team does. Or in cases like this, where the pitcher is not necessarily the guy that the line is based on, then you can take action because anything can happen, especially when the starters are mediocre, right? Hey, here's a little bit more steam I want to give out right now before we conclude this game. The steam is coming in right now on the Oakland Athletics. We've already gave out the Royals, but the A's, which were plus $1.45 or so, are down to plus $1.30 at Bet Online. They're $1.32 at Bovada, $1.34 at Circa. There's definitely a move here on the A's. Now, with these day games, you know what that means. And with Kansas City, that often means Sally could be out. But nonetheless, a move here on the A's, a little bit of steam. All right, Padres and Brewers here with Mazer. Like I said, Mazer, since I'm the Padre guy here, he's a good-looking prospect that probably has arrived a little bit too early with the Padres just trying to mesh together a little bit of pitching woes. 43 pitchers, I think they said, in the major leagues have gone to the or no, I think it's four. I thought 43 pitchers this season have gone to the injured list. I think is that what they said so far this season. So that's just a wild. Or I don't know, maybe it's 43 Tommy Johns. I don't know. Anyways, Mazer's here with a 7.82 ERA. The Padres have lost all three of Mazer's starts so far. Padres have also lost 5 of their last 6 games. I'm not taking my Padres here. I'm going with your Brewers in this one. They've won 8 of 12 coming in. Brewers don't fare too poorly against the Padres. Wilson is 1-0 in 2 career starts, a 4.26 ERA. Brewers have gone under in 6 of their last 8. It just feels to me, I haven't even looked at the comments yet, but I think this was the game I had mentioned. I mentioned even in my premiums that Wilson gets an opener, and several times, most of the time it feels like, long after the show is over and we've announced Wilson as the starter, and then they come in with the opener. Here we go. Brewers and Padres. Here's Justin on the Brewers, and Thomas is on the Brewers, and Luis is on the Padres. And Fernando's on his Brewers run line. Fernando's also on the over. Jeff says he does like the Brewers here tonight. Oh, Dave's got it. His wife is, so he's in Wisconsin, and he's a Padres fan. Okay. I knew that. I know this. This is my friend. And here is Joe T. Brewers. Mike's on the Padres. There will be some Padre backers, I'm sure. I'm showing, in fact, handicappers are running just about 60% only on the Brewers today. And we're nearly 70 minutes in. Want to say hello to Lexicon. Lexicon's been around. Alcaraz lost. That's interesting to know. I mean, you might look at that here because I think I actually went against Alcaraz today. Where's my tennis? No, I went with Alcaraz. Yeah, but you felt like it was going to be tough, right, in that match for Alcaraz because, look, he had a pretty let's just say he had a pretty decent week, right? So then he has to come in here and with that, like I said, he fought through the injuries there last week, and now ends up here with an early round loss. I'm sure he'll be ready to go in Wimbledon. And there's the goal, Slovenia. Slovenia scored a pretty big shocker here. Again, we're seeing another shocking goal by, well, let's just call it what it is. Some of these Central European, Slovenia and Serbia, we certainly kind of, but let's see what happened here. Oh, a turnover, and wow, this gentleman is going to cover basically 3/4 of the field and a cross pass there. What a man, they're using a lot of the pitch, and there's a tap in. Wow, a nice job, Slovenia. That's a huge, and Serbia here, you got to think at this point, they've talked about, the decline of this Serbian team here a little bit. This is a huge for Slovenia here. While I was getting all excited, there is some more steam coming in on that game between the Royals and the Athletics. So maybe we're going to get that lineup information because this total is moving to the under here right now in the Oakland and Kansas City game. The 8s are practically gone everywhere now. We're looking at 7.5s mostly across the board here. It looks like the Vegas books are still hanging on to 8 under 20, but all the online books, domestic and abroad, have moved to 7.5 over with the under there in the game with the Royals and the Athletics. A few more comments here. Dre's on the Brewers. And Thomas says it is a consensus play, Brewers. All right. Well, that's not great for my Padres, but I guess I'm on them too. And let's see, a few more I want to say. Let's see, Tony Sato. Man, Tony Sato, he likes the Brewers so much. He went 3 times, but I don't care. You say it as much as you want, Tony. I think it was you were just trying to make sure it got in there. I'm just teasing you a little bit because I'm really excited and happy that you've commented and joined Team Steam this morning. We need a few more to help our consensus. And Eric Mose is here today. He says, Ramon, what is your play of the day? What is my play of the day? Let's come up with a good one for Eric. Jeff wants another goal right now. In fact, okay, let me go with it. I'm going to give my play of the day right now. My play of the day is Denmark. I like Denmark coming up. Fernando, and you guys are on England. I'm taking Denmark. Give me Denmark here in the next game at the Euros as my play of the day here on the show. I'm going to take them on the handicap. Let's not get all bent out of shape, all right? But England, look, they're going to fizzle, man. When your biggest problems with your team is off the pitch, I'm not saying it has anything related to, England's team, but England's going to be in trouble, man. They're not going to be. I'm not trusting them at all in any favorite role in this tournament. I'm going to take Denmark. Give them to me at I'll take them at plus a goal, minus 150, and that way, if we get a draw, we'll take it that way. But let's go Denmark. All right, and Jerry on the Brewers again as well. Fernando on the over. Is that in the baseball game or the England? I think it's a baseball game. And the Padre game maybe tonight, but these bad starting pitchers. All right, let's move on to the WNBA and get this show over with. The Wings at the Sky. Again, I'm just going contrarian here. I'll give Chad another win at this point if he wants because I'm going to go against the Sky. I'm really down on them. They're really uh, let's try to focus on basketball and not worry about anything else if you're the Sky, okay? Here, bad job. I came in at the beginning of the season on this show talking about how, man, I can't believe that, they've got someone who looks like they're going to be a very, very good coach. 2 good rookies. Let's watch this Sky team. And Cardoso's done well. Getting acclimated here right now. So maybe they can get it going, but and the Wings are awful. The Wings are having all these problems right now with injuries at this point and personnel, out. Now Maddie Segrist is out as well. So a little bit of issues here certainly today in this game with the Wings. Now they're on an 8-game losing streak. We don't know about their best player. It is kind of important to me that she does play, quite frankly. It would never going to be a premium on this. And quite frankly, I think that Arike Ogunbowale can make this game, and that's kind of what I'm basing this on. If she doesn't play, the line may even go up a little further. To me, the line is kind of reflecting that maybe she will not play, actually. But she usually she's a pretty strong player. Even missing 1 game is pretty tough for her. So I was just expecting her back. It's not looking great, judging from the line here right now. The teams did split a couple of games earlier this season in Dallas, but that was in the first week of the season. And Wings are, allowing like 86 points per game. They've lost 4 straight. Lost to Indiana, which is no big deal now, right? Losing Indiana. Carter's moved into the starting lineup for the Sky. Maybe that is a good thing. She had 18 points last game. I'm going to take the Wings. They've covered 5 of the last 7 meetings against the Sky. The Wings were a pretty good team here in this one. One thing that I think though about in this game though is that I think both teams are going to probably struggle defensively here. I think this is where I'm contrarian, and this is where I got beat yesterday. So we'll see. I think this total, it's going to go higher. I think the Sharps are going to be on the over here. I expect the total to move higher. I think the Sharps will be on the over. I think the Squares will be on the under. No problem if you're on the under. Most of the people are going to be on the under, and I don't think I'm going to be. But again, I got beat on my WNBA totals a little bit there, where I was, pretty strong, but maybe I'm not seeing as clearly as I think. Maybe I try to be too too wise, too wise a guy. All right, who else? Jeff's got a BTTS here in England in the England Denmark game. He's going with both teams to score in that one. Look, the next two soccer games, I'm here. I'm not taking my morning nap, especially with the baseball card. It's Thursday, but uh, and golf and everything. But with Euro today, I mean, these two games are really. Anytime you got Spain and Italy going, I'm going to be watching a game like that. So Denmark has they've hit their BTTS in 5 of their last 6 Euro 24 matches. Jeff, um, yeah, no, there's no doubt. We don't know at this point. We don't know at this point. But I will say this, Jeff. I'm going to say this right now. The fact that, and I haven't seen it yet, and I better get on this because, like I said, I was ready to go with a premium here, sir, just to let you know what's going on, Jeff. But I was looking to go premium here over, maybe before, like Hey, if anybody know Jeff, Jeff can read between the lines when I'm on the air here. Now the line's moving on Chicago, so I'm a little worried, but the line is starting to move on the over. To me, that maybe is an indicator that she could be playing. Now I have to make up sometimes. I have to pick some extra winners because I try to get out in front of the market sometimes, thinking I'm a sharp here. And if it's Agumbawale's in, this thing's going to 163, 164, I would think, maybe 163 and a half. And I think that could happen. I'm probably going to be on an over here in this game. Uh, I don't know how else I can put other than I can't say I don't have a phone with these teams, right? I'm just trying to read the beat writers, trying to be better than everybody else. Here's Ray on the Sky, and Justin, thank you. No problem. If you're hey, if Justin's opposite me, never a problem. And I'm glad. Thank you for commenting on the video. That's so cool. To get that, it's important. I'm not kidding, because you put any kind of comment in there, it helps the traction. That's what they tell me anyway. And Curtis, I'm not an expert on the YouTube, how it works. Oh, Jeff is seeing. Okay, there is. See, it is moving over. Let me go to my screen here. See, that looks like Steam to me. Now it hasn't come in, I don't think necessarily yet, or maybe I missed it. But yeah, let's get on it now. I mean, I better put it in because I'm gonna miss out on a point or two here, like sometimes I do, as I'm a little slow. But uh, this would be a Ramon Steam Chaser special right here on the over. I would side with the sharps and say they know what they're talking about. I think she'll be in there. Even if they're not, I was already leaning over because I think that the Wings, their situation with their personnel, yeah, because of Agumbawale, that's a lot of points. I agree with you, but I thought it would maybe tend to be closer to an over. All right, I just got to leave it at that. Here we go. Sparks and Liberty. You're looking at a big spread here with 15 points. We know the Sparks now. Bad news with losing Brink here. Certainly going to be a big deal, but I still think the Sparks have some interesting personnel. Already said who's going to replace her on the Olympic team? Her teammate, who is also now likely to be an Olympian. So still laying 2 touchdowns here. I am going over in this one with LA and New York. Now, Courtney Vandersloot is doubtful for New York. That's a little bit of a big deal, but they've been playing very, very well here. They had an 8-game winning streak before they lost that game to Phoenix, and we knew that Phoenix was going to be live in that game. New York's averaging 86.5 points per game. The Sparks, Brink was a rim protector type of player, definitely averaging over 2 blocks per game, 2.5, I think. But we're going to be on the over, and I might have a premium here on the side. The other one is for sure. All right, you guys got any comment on that? Look at this one. That one, another one going up. Okay, yeah. Thomas likes the way that Mercury looks. Okay, a few other games just want to let you know about today. There is some CFL action, and I have a pick or two here in this one. And I am going with the Ottawa Red Blacks here as my selection today in the CFL. Look, Montreal's the champs. We all know that. But the Red Blacks, I have them as an improved club right now coming in, and I expect. Pardon me. All right, that's it. That's got to be the end of this. Red Blacks plus the points and over 47.5. I do like some scoring in this one today. And, or no, let me correct this. I do like this game under. Uh, Red Blacks and under is the play. Let's be clear. I'm just trying to call my notes here. Maybe I can try to explain myself a little better rather than just calling out plays. I'm going to take the underdog here, plus 6.5 Ottawa on the road, plus 6.5 and under. Well, maybe I don't have my notes here ready to go. But we got our plays. Jeff's going to go with Argentina in the big game tonight against Canada. I am going to agree with Jeff. Let's probably think that Argentina probably going to roll Canada. Love Canada. Hey, Canada soccer. And maybe I was going to say, they're probably never better than this. Maybe that last rendition was better, but we'll see. Expectations are considering what their expectations are. Canada could have a decent performance. They would need to definitely hang in there with Argentina here tonight and stay within this number at 1.5 tonight at Copa America. Again, this game being played in Nashville. And what's the other one? Italy and Spain. There it is. Spain minus half a goal. And 2.25 there in this one. I gave out Denmark. This one, this one's going to be awesome. Could be, how about 0-0? Anybody for a 0-0 game? How about 1-1? Can we get an under here with Spain and Italy? Italy's gone over in 3 of their last 4 group games, and they've won 7 of their last 8 group games. But you got to throw that out when you're taking on when it's Italy versus Spain. All right, thanks for a little bit more soccer coverage down here. Fernando, no, I don't know, Fernando. I'm just going Denmark. I think. I don't think I'm not sure. England could, be England, and all of a sudden the other team's got 2 goals. Thank you, Thomas. Great job as always. I think Jeff went under and maybe in that one. That's going to do it, I think, you guys. The early game on Friday, if you're interested. Don't be confused. Slovakia is in this too. Slovenia is playing right now. Slovakia plays tomorrow. So good luck with that. Let's just hope they don't play each other. All right. That's going to do it for Morning's Team. Thank you for joining me. We'll catch you tomorrow on Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific here on the Tony's Picks YouTube channel. Like and subscribe. Like this video, subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, pick up my premium picks over at tonyspicks.com. Over there, you get my best plays. That's a great way to support me here on the channel and support all of our handicappers. You can click on the All Cappers tab, find the handicapper of your choice, and that's how you get signed up. Today, I've got a 5-pack in Major League Baseball right now, and I'll maybe have a little more action in the WNBA as well, but got a Thursday 5-pack here for $25. Use the promo code Tony T at checkout. Hey, I never buy picks from a tout. Hey, don't look at it like that. Look at it as if you're supporting Ramon to come back here every day, do the show, and get some nice picks with it, with my analysis for today's games, and you're riding with me on Thursday. All right, that's going to do it. Join me here again tomorrow, 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific. More Tony'sPicks.com morning steam. For Tony'sPicks.com, I'm Ramon Scott. So long.
Can it be showing up with Tony T? Yes, Ramon SEO. To the double TV funnel and these bookies like 1, 2, 3. They tapping out and we cashing out. It's plain to see. The morning team is the A-team, Mr. T. And I pity the fools who can't hang. Coming with real game. It's sort of a freight train. It's been reported bank rolls are easy to maintain. So get situated and listen to the picks. And it goes a little something like this.